Hello everyone, Justina here and welcome back to my channel where I like to make, create, and inspire fun art things with you. As you see here by the title, I have all new Christmas in July DIYs that are so easy and budget friendly, especially now that everything is going up in prices. Who doesn't love to save some money? So if you would like to see what I create, just come along with me and let's art today. Jumping right into it, I have 3 of these wooden boards that came from puzzle boxes a long time ago, and I kept them, which I'm so glad I did because they're perfect for this DIY. Now, these are more like MDF boards, so if you don't have anything like this lying around, Dollar Tree does carry a bunch of different sizes and shapes of these types of boards that would work perfectly for this DIY. As you might have guessed, I want to change these boards into Christmas presents, and to do so I will be using a bunch of different types of scrapbooking paper. Here's a few that I really loved and will be using on some of these projects, but I use a few different ones as well. I purchased all of my scrapbooking paper from Michael's. For my first board, I found this green snowman scrapbooking paper, which I thought was absolutely adorable. It has a bunch of red and green hats and sweaters and scarves. I'm turning my piece of paper over, putting the board on top so that I can measure out how much I need, and then I will cut off the excess paper. After the piece of paper was cut out to size, I am now taking a bottle of Mod Podge and squirting it all over the board. Then I take an old paintbrush and start painting it so that it has a even coat all over the board. I do add some more because I didn't have enough, and what I like to do with my Mod Podge is to let it get a little bit of this tacky texture, and then I place my paper on top. I also like to put hot glue on the 4 corners so that it just holds the paper in place so that the Mod Podge can dry completely. I then took a ruler and started smoothing down my paper. Now it's time for the fun part, which is decorating. I have some of this diamond roll that I purchased at Dollar Tree many years ago, and I still have some left. They have it mostly all year long. You can find it pretty much at any Dollar Tree, and I apologize for my camera being blurry, but it does fix itself. I measure out how much I need for the width and the length of it, and I cut it down to size. I am attaching that diamond ribbon using my hot glue gun, and I needed to be really careful because I did burn myself a couple times because the hot glue does come in between the holes on that diamond ribbon. So be very careful if you're using the same thing. I will hot glue it down until it is where I like it. I then took some green gingham ribbon that I purchased from the Dollar Tree, and I do want to mention most of these materials that I'm using can be found at the Dollar Tree, and with little projects like this it is quite affordable even with the 25-cent increase. I placed that green gingham ribbon in the middle of the diamond wrap that I put down just to add a little bit more interest, and I love the layered look. After that was placed down, I then took this red thin ribbon and added that on top of the green gingham ribbon. For the last bit of details, I just added some Christmas greenery, some pom-poms to act like berries, and some pine cones, and that completes this DIY.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Once again, here is how this Christmas present turned out, and I absolutely love it. I do want to mention I took some Java chalk paint and dry brushed the edges just to give it more of a rustic weathered look, and I really loved how it turned out. Jumping into our last two presents that I'm going to make over, or the boards that I'm going to make into presents, I basically do it exactly the same way with the first presents. I take some scrapbooking paper, cut it down to size, glue it into place, and then I add some ribbon. I layer both different types of ribbon on top of one another, and then I add some greenery and some extra details to it, whether it be bows, some pine cones, etc. Then at the very end, I do dry brush on that Java chalk paint to the edges of each present just to give it a little added detail, and that completes the last two presents in this DIY. Once again, here is a quick view of the last two presents. I really love the paper with the mittens. It really does bring a smile to my face because I'm so excited for the Christmas season. This one is my favorite too. I love them all as a whole unit, but just look at this red paper with the white snowflakes. Doesn't that just scream Christmas, especially with the greenery in the center? And here's how they look as a set. I absolutely love this look. They look good all together, but I love that you can still place them individually all around your Christmas decor just to add a little bit of something. Now remember, you can decorate these however you like. This is so simple. You can even use fabric or paint, whatever you like, and I just think they will still turn out fantastic. I would love to know what you think about this DIY down in the comment section below. Moving right into our next DIY, I had found this snowman Christmas wreath at Dollar Tree either last year or the year prior, I can't remember, and I got so excited that I was finally able to use it this year. This is really a large wreath and it came out so fantastic. I can't wait to show you. So I actually used two different types of materials to cover the whole snowman, and to do so, the first one I'm using is this microfiber mop pad that I found at the Dollar Tree. Now I picked up three, and you don't necessarily need three to fill up the outer edges, because that's all I'm using the mop pad for, is the outer edges of the snowman, and he turned out so adorable. So I'm just removing the tags from it. So I am showing you that in these little mop pads, there's these rows of microfiber, and in between the rows there is nothing there at all. So that's where I will be cutting it down to make my little strips. After I cut it down, I'm just taking some hot glue and adding it right onto the wreath form. Now the hot glue attaches to the microfiber fibers really good, so it held it into place, and I will continue this until the whole bottom of the snowman is covered. This is how it looks after the bottom outer edges of the snowman is covered in those microfiber mop pads, and I will continue doing it for the top of the snowman's head as well. I do want to mention that these microfiber mop pads are really messy, so DIY at your own risk. As you see here, there is a little space on the neck of the snowman, but I wasn't too worried because I will be covering that with a scarf later. Now I did want to fill in my snowman, and to do so I will be using these felt sheets that I purchased from the 99-cent store a while ago. Now you can leave your snowman with the holes out, but I wanted to cover it in, and I'm just flipping over my snowman and hot gluing it down into place. After I hot glue it down where I needed it to be, I then took a pair of scissors and cut off the excess. If you made it this far and are enjoying today's video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. It really does help out my channel, and it lets me know to continue making Christmas in July DIY videos. Now that everything is glued into place, I want to work on the hat next, and to do so I want to cover it with more felt. I found this red felt sheet that I had for a really long time, and I purchased that felt sheet at Walmart. Here I am just cutting down the felt piece into the shape of the hat so that I can fold it over onto the wire wreath form so that it will look and take the shape of the hat. I'm hot gluing everything down into place. I will cut off the excess pieces that I don't need so that I can continue gluing it down. This is how the snowman looks so far, and I'm just adding a little bit of that hot glue to the top portion so it just holds the hat more into place. And now I will be working on the decorations for the snowman. I want to make my snowman a scarf, and to do so I picked out this fabric piece. This is a perfect piece to make a scarf. If you want to know more about where I purchased these fabric pieces, which was at Walmart, it explains it in my first Christmas in July DIY video, and I will link it here in a card above and in the description box below. As you saw, that piece wasn't long enough, so all I'm doing is taking that fabric piece and cutting it in half again and then hot gluing them together so it makes a longer piece. Now I'm just folding over the fabric so it looks more like a scarf, tying it around the snowman's neck and then hot gluing it to the front of the snowman just so the fabric won't move. I cut off the excess fabric pieces and then give each end a dovetail cut. After that was done, I wanted to add that same fabric onto his hat just to give it a little bit more detail. So that's all I'm doing, is adding some hot glue and placing that little bit of fabric onto the top of his hat. Then I wanted to add some more detail. So I'm first adding a little bit of greenery to his hat, and then I noticed that the little band was a little plain, so I wanted to give him a little bit more bling, so I added more of that diamond wrap on top of his hat. I just cut it down to size and hot glued it into place. I also added some berries and some pine cones to the top of his hat as well. Next, I wanted to give my little snowman a nose, so I found some orange felt from the same packet of felt sheets that I've had from the 99-cent store. I traced the shape onto the felt and now I'm just cutting it out into place. I will then try to find the best placement and then hot glue it down onto the other felt piece in the center. Then I wanted to add some more detail to his scarf, so I'm taking some more of those greeneries, some berries, and some pine cones and hot gluing them in the middle of his scarf. The last thing I do was add some green pom-poms to the snowman's belly for his buttons and added a hanger on the back, and that completes this DIY. Once again, here is how my little snowman wreath turned out. I absolutely love him. I love that his scarf matches his hat and he has a little bling on top. Now I want to know, I will leave down a poll in the community as well as in the comment section below, if I should have given my snowman some eyes. My partner saw it and absolutely loved it, but then they mentioned, where are their eyes? I think it looks adorable without them, but if I need to add them, I would love to know down in the comment section below. I hope you all enjoyed today's video. I had a blast making all of these DIYs. If you are new here and have noticed that you have not yet subscribed, I would love for you to do that today. All you have to do is click on that big red subscribe button down below and make sure to click on the bell notification so that YouTube can always notify you when I upload a new video, and I would love for you to be part of my virtual art family. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. It really does help out my channel. I would love to try to reach to 100 likes for this video. If you can, please remember to leave me a comment down below as to which one was your favorite DIY of the day, and to let me know if I should give my snowman some eyes. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.